Hi there, if you are new to my channel, my name is Karla, nice to meet you. So if you're watching this video, it's because you want to know how to make money online, how to be a social media manager, all of that kind of stuff. So just to give you a little bit about myself, I was working as a social media producer for a few television shows in the past. I've also done social media management, editing, videography, but for the most part, I was always working a 9-to-5 job or a 12-to-12 job because I was working in production. So usually it was like a 12 to 16-hour day. But now I work as a social media manager and I work from home. I work remote. So in this video, I want to give you guys tips on how you guys can work from home, how you can be a social media manager. These are things that worked for myself. And so I want to give you guys just like all the goods so you guys can go out there and find clients doing the same thing. So I'm gonna go to a coffee shop right now. I like working from coffee shops, and I can do that working remotely because I can work from wherever I want. So I'm gonna go to a coffee shop right now and I'll give you guys more information. Let's go. All right, guys, let's talk. So I'm gonna get to the point because I want you guys to get as much value and for you guys to go out there and do this yourselves. So I created a list of things. And yes, I'm in a coffee shop. You see how cute it is? Okay, so number one, tell people what you do and what you want to do. So now we live in a time where you can create your own career. When I was working as a social media producer, I would tell people, I work as a social media producer creating video and photo content for talent. And then people would say, what does that entail? And I would tell people exactly what I know. Be specific of what it is you want to do. And just to give you guys an example, I would let them know when people asked what I did. But I would also add, I work in television, but I would tell them I love working in social media so much and I think it's awesome to produce digital content because you can put it out like that. It's no longer like working in television and blah, blah, blah. And I would let them know that I want to work with entrepreneurs and brands to build up their social media. So if people had someone in mind or if they owned a restaurant or a brand or whatever, they would instantly think about me. So one of the first brands that I worked with as like a side hustle was a jewelry company because I told them I do social media management for television, for different TV shows, and I would love to work with small businesses. And so I instantly got this jewelry company and I started managing their accounts. Once I had that one client where I had control of everything, creating their content, managing their content, like doing the whole marketing side of things for them on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, then I started sending my examples of that work to other brands. So if you are just starting off, you don't know anybody, what you need to do is reach out to people you already know. That simple. I got that one jewelry company because I was talking to people about what I do. After I got that one client, I would reach out to people that I already knew, entrepreneurs that I knew. If like my friend's uncle's best friend had a restaurant and I would be like, hey, like I manage social media. Can I see what I can do for you? I can provide this, this, and that. When reaching out to these people, be very specific of what you can do for them. Are you going to produce videos for them? Are you going to take photos for their pages? Or are you just gonna post for them? You see, if it's a company that really doesn't have a social media presence, you're gonna need to produce content for them. So take photos at least, and then those photos post for them post on their behalf. Present Karla here. I look like a hot mess. There's trash behind me, but I just wanted to be specific of when you produce content for these companies. Since you are remote and you can't physically be at the office to grab their products and take photos of their products for them, they will send you the products if you're specific. I've had a few brands that would just mail me their products and I would then produce photos and videos for them. So it is possible, but you have to be specific with them and you have to let them know how you work. Just an FYI. So just be very specific of like, okay, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to produce 20 photos a month. That is 5 posts per week. So if you think about it, 20 photos, right? That is 5 photos a week if there's 4 weeks in a month. And so you're posting for them 5 times a week. And you're creating the caption for them, you're researching hashtags for them, you are finding audience, like new clients, potential clients. If they already have somewhat of an audience, engaging with their clients that they already have, answering Instagram messages, replying to comments. Just remember though, content creation and social media management are two separate things. So be specific with the brand if you can do both. If you can just focus on content creation, so producing photos and videos so that somebody else can post on their behalf, or if you're just gonna do the social media management of things. In the past, I've done both. Now I'm just doing social media management for brands. You have to be very specific with these brands. Like, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a web designer. I'm not designing your website. I'm posting for you on Instagram. I'm building your social media presence. I'm engaging with potential clients. Like, be very specific. But you can create graphics on websites like canva.com. This is not sponsored, I wish. But canva.com has been a lifesaver. I create a lot of my graphics on Canva. So if you're just doing social media management, there will be moments that you do have to create graphics, especially if you're not the one producing the photos or if there's not enough content to work with. Because a lot of the times I'm pulling content from online, which is curated content. Like, I'm reposting other people's content, or I'm using content that our customers have tagged us in. So creating graphics sometimes is necessary, which is why sometimes I use websites like canva.com, because then I can create graphics and produce more assets that we can use for their social media pages. Just because you aren't a graphic designer, obviously, I'm not gonna ever tell a client, I can't do this graphic for you. Like, no, you make things work. So yeah, canva.com, it's your best friend. Or if you're proficient in Photoshop, which I know my basics, I also create graphics on there. So there's never an excuse. Make your client happy. Just knowing what you can provide for them and being very specific with them so you guys can be on the same page. I needed some coffee, so just give me 1 second because there's a crying baby in the background and I'm like, why did I choose this coffee shop? All right, so besides reaching out to people that you know, how can you find other ways of finding clients? Go door to door. First off, make a list of the businesses in your area that you want to work with and go up to them and let them know how you can be of value. And now you have the list of exact things that you can do for them. I can post 5 times on Facebook for you, 5 times on Instagram. I can upload twice to Instagram stories for you a week. I will research hashtags for you. And I actually have a list of things. Like, this is literally what I pitch to brands. So I'm gonna look for it right here, gmail.com. All right, so this is my social media contract that I had to write up, and in it I list exactly what I can provide for the client. So I say that the platforms that I'm going to be focusing on are Instagram and Facebook, and I say consultant me will meet the following quotas. I'm going to post 5 Instagram and Facebook posts a week that create brand aesthetic and voice. Content creation, styled photos for product social media marketing. Like I said, 10 to 20 photos. I usually pitch 20 photos because that allows me to have more content to work with. And then of course I can create graphics like I mentioned on Canva. So let's say I create 10 graphics and 20 photos. I have 30 posts to work with, and I can be more lenient of not just posting photos all the time, but posting graphics. I always like to promise a client 20 photos. Okay, then I mentioned research of new clients, popular hashtag, trending topics, holidays, and like creating content for them for the holidays. A minimum of 1 hour of interactions with new, potential, and current followers. Hashtag let me get back to that. Hashtag monitoring. I don't know how to say that word. So basically, when you use hashtags on Instagram, you don't want to just post the hashtags and not like see how they're doing, or like if they're a popular hashtag. So I click on the hashtag, I engage with the recent posts, I follow people who use that hashtag, I comment on their photos. So that means monitoring the hashtag. Don't just use a hashtag just to use it. Like, there's a purpose why you're using it, because you want to gain a new audience and gain followers for your client. So make sure that you're looking for that hashtag and seeing if it works. Like, if it's a hashtag that nobody uses, you don't want to use it. If it's a hashtag that like the content that is being used for the hashtag has nothing to do with the brand. For example, I work with a brand that is very pro like women empowerment and curves and embracing your curves and all of that. And some of the hashtags, like if I were to put like, I don't know, curves for all, maybe my brand that I work for, we want women who are like classy and embrace their curves, but we don't want somebody who's like posing nude, right? So if one of the hashtag is like curves for all or whatever, I don't know, and all you see is nude photos, you're not going to want to use that hashtag because it has nothing to do with your brand and you want to attract the right audience. So don't use that hashtag, like avoid it, right? So create a monthly audit for them. I don't do this with all of my clients because sometimes I do weekly, sometimes we do phone calls. So I just tell them like the reports like on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis. I like to let them know this is where we started, this is where we're at. So just kind of letting them know in a monthly audit. An audit is basically like what they're doing right, what they can improve, how their pages look and all of that. So the question I get a lot is, how do I know how much to charge people? I can make an entire video about this, but I just want to say, know your value. Don't settle for less, but also know that if you're starting off, you're not going to say, oh, I charge $3,000 per platform. Like, that's crazy. Now that you know exactly what you are doing for them, you have to figure out how much of my time is this going to take. You have to just be very aware of how much, you know, like, is this going to be a 20 hours a week thing? Is it going to be a 10 hours a week thing? Am I going to charge $15 an hour? I usually charge per month. What I was doing when I started off is I was charging per platform. So I'm just going to give you guys exactly what I was charging. So for Instagram and Facebook, I was managing 2 pages. And I would charge $297 per platform and do exactly what I told them I was going to do in that list of things. But on top of that, I would charge $20 per photo that I took. So I was making around like $1,000 a month doing this. If you're reaching out to a brand, just be like, hi, my name is Karla Gregg. I'm a social media strategist. I really love your page because of this, this, and that. I would love to help you grow it in this way. Again, letting them know exactly what you could do for them and like how you can make them grow. If you're sliding into their Instagram DMs, if it's like a smaller business, if it's a larger business, go to their website, go under contacts, try to find an email and email them, because that's so much more professional than sending them a DM on Instagram. But if it's a small company, like I've reached out to clothing brands that are like local clothing brands, and I've slid into their DMs. Why not? It's as long as you're professional and you are very like to the point of what you are, why you're reaching out to them. I didn't have a website. I was like, I don't really have a portfolio of things that I could show on my website, but I do have like a Dropbox of all the content that I produce for these television shows and for other brands. So on my Dropbox, which is a great tool to have, or a Google Drive, I would have like all of my clients, so my jewelry client, all the TV shows that I worked for, and I would upload all of my content on there, like screenshots of like videos that I produced on Facebook with links, and then I would email them and I would send them the photo of the screenshot of like the post that I wrote or whatever with the link, so then they can follow it. And you don't have to overwhelm them with like 20 things. You can do like 5 of your top most well-produced like copy and Instagram posts and all of that. Use social media as like a great tool to reach out to these companies. And also, how are you going to market yourself as a social media manager? I know a lot of us have personal pages. My page is more so to promote my YouTube videos, but I started switching my hashtags on my Instagram posts, and I started doing some posts on my social media where I would talk about being a social media manager, and then I would use hashtags like social media producer, social media manager, and brands actually started reaching out to me. So my first client that I got via social media, not through word of mouth or reaching out or door to door, was a baby food company, and they found me because I was straight up. I asked them, how did you guys find me? Like, because I don't promote myself as a social media manager online. I promote myself as a freelancer, and they're like, oh, we saw your social media, that we found you through a hashtag, and then we Googled you and found you on LinkedIn and saw your experience, da da da. So be sure to update your social media pages, clean them up. Like if you're trying to find work as a freelancer, specifically as a social media manager, market yourself that way. I'm not saying that you have to be that social media guru who gives people tips all the time. Like I do it off and on, but my pages are more to promote my social, my YouTube presence. However, like it really did help me using those tags, like being very specific, social media manager, social media consultant, social media strategist, all of that. You're gonna hear a lot of no's, but sometimes people don't really know. Like I recently went up to like this pizza place and the guy's like, I don't even have a website, I don't have social media management, social media pages, like I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, whatever, but I've still kept a relationship with him. I still say hi to him, and if he ever decides that he wants a social media manager, he'll think of me. So keep up with the people that say no, unless it's like a don't ever talk to me again. But if it's like not right now, like follow up with them months later. You never know. Like there's been times where people who have said no to me 6 months ago say yes to me. Like so this goes for anybody who wants to do freelance, not just social media management. Like keep those relationships and follow up with people. So yeah, I hope that this video helped you guys, and if you guys want to know anything more specific, let me know. That way I can do more videos about this. But yes, just use the resources. Don't feel that you have to have this website that's like, oh, I'm a social media manager, because I was in that same boat and it stopped me from growing, and I wanted to work remote. Now I can work remote. Like I'm at a coffee shop right now and it's super cool because I can work. I mean, I don't have that type of money right now to be like, I'm gonna go to Bora Bora because I'm trying to save and like stay at a day and like, you know, adult goals and all of that. But if I wanted to, I could work from anywhere. And if I would have kept the same mindset, like, I don't have a website, so I can't reach out to clients. I'm not a social media guru. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, if you want something, you make it happen. You gain that experience. So go out there, find that one client, and that one client that says yes to you will allow you to grow your portfolio. And everything that I told you guys, I promise it works, because I'm doing it right now and I'm still trying to figure out things. I'm not saying I know everything, but everything that I told you to do, I did. And now I have clients that are well-paying clients that, you know, allow me to pay my bills and live a comfortable life. And note to self and to you guys, just because you have good clients does not mean that you should not be looking for more clients. I still look for more clients, because with freelance, one could drop you. I mean, just like a month ago, I had 4 well-paying clients. One dropped me because they just weren't feeling social media, and I was like, ugh. And then, you know, so constantly be looking for clients. Don't give up. You will find somebody, and it's possible. Like, it is possible to work from home. I promise you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it helped you guys out. Yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you later. Be very specific in the comments if you want something, like how to write a social media contract, the exact email that I sent to people, like all that stuff. Let me know if you guys want to, if this video struck a chord in you and you want to know more, leave a comment. All right, guys. Bye.